Good morning. Happy Vlogmas day 16. It's a very sunny day, which I'm very happy about. I was able to move my tomato plants and pepper plants back outside, which has been lovely. It's weird to be in the middle of winter and having a garden, but we couldn't have a garden in the summer, so I'm trying a winter garden. And I know February is not. February just, it's really cold here. But I'm hoping to have food to eat from the garden. Well, I do have some of the first tomatoes. Yay! But hoping to have a little more fruit from the garden before the weather gets too bad. And when it starts getting real low temperatures at night, I bring them in, and then when it warms up, I take it back out. So that's good. So, let's do the yarns first. Day 16. Ooh, pink into purple. It is just, oh, it's not doing it justice. Maybe I'll try, my editing wasn't so bad, so maybe I'll try and take a picture so you can see it accurate. If I come back, I don't know, it's beautiful. It has a little bit of kind of a copper brown and then some chocolate brown, but also has really vibrant fuchsia pinks and then some fuchsia leaning into purple and then some actual purple. It's really beautiful. I'm excited. And I ran out of yarn yesterday, so I was gonna start the sleeves, but it was pretty late, so you know what, just put it aside and pick it up tomorrow. But if we run out of yarn today, then we'll stop the body for a bit and go on and pick up on the sleeves and work 2 at a time sleeves, so that we can work down these colors on both sleeves. And so that's where we're at. I'm really loving this color progression. I wish I could hold it in a way you could. Let's try this side, see if it looks any better, easier to see. It's so pretty. Oh, there. Much better color now that we get the sunlight instead of it being in front, having it be on it. Anyway, so really happy with that project, and I did put some more work into this, so I guess I could hold off on the sleeves and add more rows to the cable cardigan. But honestly, I need to put a lot of effort in it before we actually see any real significant movement. And it takes a lot of rows to, I feel like, to really show much difference on that. But that's okay. And I had some questions. Oh, I know what the questions were. I had some questions yesterday that I thought, you know, I bet this is a question for a lot of people. And the consumer reached out, and they were struggling to find the right gauge, because we talked about gauge yesterday, but if they use, it was crochet, but it's the same for needles, but if they went down a hook size, they had too many stitches, and if they went up, they had not enough, and there wasn't a hook size in between that would help them get to where they need to be. And so then what we discussed was ease. So let's just talk about a blanket, right? So if you're making a blanket and it's just a square, obviously gauge really doesn't matter. But if you really want to know, like, what size is it going to be, if you're on gauge, meaning that when you try different hook sizes, if you can get to the correct stitch gauge and row gauge, which almost never happens, but if you can, then your final project will be the size that the blanket says it's going to be. If you're short in row gauge, then your blanket is going to be shorter, or you need to do more repeats of the pattern to get it long enough. Same for a sweater, same for anything. If your stitch gauge is too many stitches, that means it's going to be smaller, because you're shrinking down your stitches. The stitches get smaller, and when the stitches are smaller, more fit in the bust. So you want it to be the biggest stitches so that the stitches inside the bust are big, which makes your project bigger. So if you have fewer stitches than the designer has in their gauge, your blanket is going to be bigger, which can be a nice thing. Unless the holes in this blanket are so big that the blanket's no longer really a blanket. So you want to like the fabric, but maybe go up a size. But what if we're talking about a sweater, and the sweater is designed to have 10 inches of positive ease, and you can't get gauge? You may want to go down a hook or needle size so that the project is a little smaller, because it's already designed to be 10 inches bigger than your body size. So going down a needle or down a hook size is going to give you a smaller finished garment, which you may prefer. Or if the ease in the sweater is 0 to 2 inches, and you definitely do not want negative ease, you would want to go up the needle size to get a bigger shirt or sweater so that it's not too tight on you. I hope that made sense. The other question that came up that was really important was how to pick up stitches along your rows. And it's very easy. If you just do a ratio of rows over stitches, or you can do stitches over rows, it makes no difference, but do your ratio. So say for instance I have 22 stitches to 4 inches and I have 30 rows to 4 inches. I would divide until I get to a prime number, both numbers. So 22 is only divisible by 11 and 2. So I would divide by 2, so I would have 11 stitches, and then divide the 32 by 2, so I get 16. So I would want 11 stitches across 16 rows. And so then you can think, you go, okay, so I need basically 5 stitches across the first 8, and then I need 6 stitches across the second 8. And then, I know that sounds weird, but that's the easiest and the best way to get perfect pickup across rows. So if you're doing a sleeve where you knit this way and you need to pick up across those rows, that's how you would want to do it, so that you have an even pickup and you're not bunching up or you're not putting in too many stitches. The problem happens, or the weird stuff happens, is if you're doing a neckline, you're going to be, like say you cast on, you're going to be picking up stitches here and in the back that are actual stitches. And then you're going to be picking up rows, but they're not going to be even rows, right? Because we're on a diagonal, so you're not, those stair steps aren't even rows. So in that case, it just kind of is experimental. Maybe something in between your stitch gauge and your picking up for row gauge will probably get you closer to what you want when you're on a curve. And I don't know if that was helpful to anyone, but it was helpful to the consumer yesterday, so I thought I would share that with y'all today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and we are getting close. We're day 16. Oh, you know what? We forgot to do this day 16. I got so excited about this color. Oh, that's more accurate. Look at that. Isn't that just... Anyway, the excitement. I guess I would say I do love green. If anybody knows me, they know I love green. But a variegated that has some happy bright colors like pink and purple. Yeah, I could get into that pretty quick and pretty easy. Oh, it's another gray, but it's a very, very almost silver gray. And I think, normally I don't feel this way, but I think I want this in with my Christmas minis for the granny thing I'm doing. Oh, y'all don't know. I will tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to discuss 2024 plans. Yeah, look forward. 2024 plans tomorrow. But here's today's. This was yesterday's. Here's today's mini. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Have a good day. Bye.